Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays. And is my camera just slowly tilting up, or is the world just getting smaller? I don't know. Anyway, today was an interesting day for Brave Exvius where the JP live stream happened, and as in every month we always get a few surprises. And as you can see, I have a bit of a slideshow going on, so we are going to talk about everything that happened. But yes, Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy XIV were confirmed for the month of July in, or should I say, on the JP side. So we have a bunch of new units that are coming to Brave Exvius and rounding out basically all of the Final Fantasy IX characters. It should be noted that I do believe there will still be well, we're not 100% sure, but I think there's going to be a raid at the end of the month. If it's not 14 and there is still a Final Fantasy IX raid event, we could see a few more Final Fantasy IX characters sneak in. But yes, there is a lot to be excited here for Final Fantasy IX fans, as well as something that has made the community quite angry, because that's what Alan does. Anyway, so let's go over. First of all, the information in the beginning of the chat, we found out that there was a retweet campaign, and 10 gift tickets will be given out for the month of July for that. There will also be the series boss battle for Final Fantasy IV, where you will be able to fight Zeromus. Of course, it works like all the other series boss battles, where Final Fantasy IV characters will get a bonus, as well as get new abilities if the boss battle is beaten in a short enough time. Then we found out that Final Fantasy IX was the Mog King. This was not a surprise, as the data mine had an asset that basically showed off that it was going to be Final Fantasy IX, and it does take place in the Aoife tree. So again, not really much in the way of surprises there. What is a surprise is a couple of things. The equipment is nothing overly special. Materia with Petrify, Immunity, and Evasion on it might be good for players who are looking to round out their immunity sets. A staff with Spirit, percent Confuse, and 10% MP with 10 attack on it. Okay, I guess. And then there were the characters. First of all, CG Zidane. This should be no surprise. It's always the protagonist. I know you guys want CG other characters, but it's not happening. The CGs are based off of the Dissidia character models, so if a character is not in Dissidia, you have literally 0% chance, and also 0% chance if they are not a protagonist, too. Anyway, CG Zidane is a attacker type, so DPS, limit burst AoE, defense ignoring, wind damage, and damage mods up. So, wind damage is a little surprising. Zidane's kit in the game was not really so much elemental, but there you go. He does seem to be a wind element damager. He also has a TMR Materia, 40% attack with a dagger, 30% attack with a sword. Kind of weird, again, he was not really a sword-based character, he was a dagger, and yes, I know he did kind of have a synthesized version of his daggers, but I always consider that just to be more daggers. So, anyway, 70% attack Materia between two very common weapon types is really good, so his TMR is thumbs up. Super TMR is a dagger as well, 173 attack, percent equip attack with dual wield, or true dual wield as it is also known. So a really strong TMR and a really strong super TMR. There's a good chance that he will be one of the new top tier DPSs, I think. He is a Summon Fest unit. Now, it should be noted that both Vivi as well as Bermucian Dragoon Freya are both characters that are coming on this banner, but neither of them are Summon Fest characters, meaning that you can UOC them. Both Vivi and Freya can be UOC'd, Zidane cannot. Okay? Vivi is a non-Summon Fest unit character. He is a magic damage dealer. Limit burst, AoE, spirit, ignoring magic damage with fire, ice, and thunder and peril. TMR is a Materia, 50% magic with a rod, 20% fire, ice, and thunder resistance with a hat. So pretty good for a mage. Super TMR, rod, 21 attack, 172 magic, grants damage modifiers up for certain magic types. Should be interesting. I assume Doomsday is on that list, but we kind of already had that. So, yeah, kind of weird. Or, well, it's not weird, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, chat. Anyway, continuing on. Burmesian Dragoon Freya. Attacker and healer. Limit burst, AoE damage, ignoring... Or, AoE defense ignoring damage. Don't know how I read that way. Damage modifiers up. I do believe it was her Cherry Blossom Dragon attack from the game. So yeah, Freya is kind of interesting that she could be a healer too. I wonder how good her healing abilities is. TMR is a materia, 20% MP, jump damage up, and limit burst per turn. Not overly exciting, and neither is her super TMR, a true dual hand spear, 173 attack, light element, jump damage up, and high tide. Not for any other reason than the holy element. Kind of nervous about the idea of putting the holy element on this character. And a two-handed spear basically means that she is true dual hand. So I'm a little curious about how good she will be, not being a Summon Fest unit, but CG Sid is also pretty old on the JP side now, so I'm curious to see if she will outdamage Sid or potentially not. However, there are two new 4-star characters joining the fray. Fratley, the legendary Dragoon, although not that legendary as he's only a 4-star. TMR materia, 40% attack, 30% MP with a spear, so a nice complement to Freya. And Zorn and Thorn, a materia with 40% magic and poison immunity, a probably nice thing for Vivi. And then, of course, there is the free event unit, which is Quina. Quina, who is a magic support type, AoE damage for a limit burst, TMR, an accessory with 16 defense, magic, and spirit, 40% magic and auto regen. Super TMR is a spear, 76 attack, 150 magic, 20% sleep, and a limit burst fill rate. But the interesting thing is, if you know Quina, well, she kind of uses a very specific type of weapon, which is very unique to a lot of Final Fantasy characters, as she is a gourmand. She is very interested in food. Her weapon is a fork. She is also a blue mage and eats enemies. But I want to hats off to Alum on this one. This is apparently a spear. I guess. Anyway, continuing on, get event points to take on quests and learn blue magic. I'll be very interested if they are very difficult, because it will be difficult for new players who maybe are starting the game to get these abilities. And afterwards, Quina might just be a lot less useful than previous free units. So it is something to think about. Angel's Gift, an AoE all ailments cure. Goblin Punch, a single target spirit ignoring magic damage with damage mods up. And Bad Breath, AoE all ailments. So there you go. Kind of a blue mage system. We're basically doing the quests. But again, I'm a little worried that if you are a new player, I don't know if it'll be super easy to unlock these abilities. And if the event has already gone by, are you just kind of screwed? I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see when the data is out. But either way, this could be the way blue mages happen. But I'm a little worried also. Again, this is a blue mage who is a free unit. Quina is not going to be super amazing or anything, which is a little disappointing, as it would be nice to see a little more effort put into some blue mages, especially with Season 3 Fina being less than spectacular thus far. I don't know. Some people will say I'm complaining. Anyway, I'm not. I'm just making an observation. Series boss battle, or hypothesis? Anyway, the series boss battle FF9 Necron will be available at the start of this month, ? Alan wasn't super specific about this, but FF9 series boss battle may start the month too, so you may have 2 series boss battles this month, but no trials, so there you go. There is the story update, not much to be said there. The raid revamp, which will allow you to see friends' raid rankings and raid orb refill pots, will now be a thing. However, this is less than a revamp than we thought it was going to be. The raid rankings has never been something I've really cared that much about. I don't know how you guys feel. But seeing your friends just kind of feels like a dick measuring contest, so there you go. The Moogle maps will be revamped as well. Get maps from doing random quests in the world. High energy cost, higher chances though. Some of the maps will be time limited, ? There will also be more maps split in types and adding a super TMR map expected to be incredibly rare. And as you can see, the last thing is that the Final Fantasy XIV raids of old, the really old ones, the Ifrit raid, the Titan raid, and the Garuda raid, will be coming back for a very short time, only a couple days each. So how the grind will be on that one is probably extreme, so be prepared for that. You can get old units as well as, I believe, old equipment, so that is really good for anybody who wants that. There will be special missions from the 8th to the beginning of August. There is the new free 5 to 7 star CG Dark Ishtola. And yes, you did hear that right. CG Dark Ishtola is a CG character and is free. The quests are considered to be relatively easy and will be from July 29th to August 4th. That means that you have a while. I mean, there was nothing shown off for CG Dark Ishtola. We know that she is a magic-based character, and I do believe they said she is a black mage. We do not know how good she will be. We do not know how difficult the quests will be. I assume this is an event to try and get 14 people to play this game. 14 people probably won't care. They will be too busy playing 14, but the quests are supposedly easy for probably new players. So it'll be interesting to see where Dark Ishtola falls on the damage campaign. There will also be some campaigns. Super Hidden Vaults, Chocobo Exploration Plus, whatever the heck that means. And the last thing was about the controversy. And the controversy was all about the Digital Ultimania. Now, the Digital Ultimania, if you would like to read up on it, I would suggest you go to a thread on Reddit that was made by Nazda about the JP side. Currently, it is in pre-registration, but the way it works is link your FFPE data, get a ton of information. Currently, pre-registration only, will be 800 yen a month. There's also a lot of other perks. Basically, it is a paid Brave Exvius encyclopedia. It has maps, it has information about in the game, what quests you have and have not done. It has digital artworks in it. It has a card game kind of in it. It has a collectible card thing where the way it has been explained to me is that once a month you can use the cards you get to get a unit in the game. So if you get, for instance, a Warrior of Light Lena, you can get a copy of Warrior of Light Lena in the game by having that card. The problem is that we don't really, or at least to my knowledge, there is not the details of how easy these cards are to get, or whether there are. I assume that some of the more powerful units will have much more difficult cards to get. But basically, this is pay 800 yen a month for Digital Ultimania, and essentially making people who maybe have bought the art books pay for it again, as a lot of it is just artwork. There is audio work too in there, including character voice work, but this is essentially repackaging a lot of stuff in the game for a digital version. And I will say, off the top of my, just the thing here is that I don't trust Alum. So the digital idea, it could be here today and gone another day, and you could have nothing. The 800 yen a month also does add up for something that essentially we do not know how good this card for unit system will be. 800 yen a month for basically a UOC character seems way too cheap, and I would assume that the system is not that good. This is all hypothetical, but it is hypothetical based on how this game works. You do not get 10 UOCs every month. You would not get 10 UOCs for 800 yen every month. Again, this feels like repackaging a lot of stuff that is currently already available, just in a new format. Also, having to link outside and everything, I'm not a big fan of it. It's only in pre-registration. It is not finalized necessarily. It could change. But a lot of the JP players seem to be fairly negatively against it, and I as well think that it is just not a good investment. I was thinking about a subscription system, but this is not it. This is not what I was hoping for, and I'm just going to say for now that I will probably talk more about it maybe in another video to explain it a little bit better, because I have been live streaming for like 2 hours, and I realized I haven't drank in 3 hours, so kind of just need to go get a drink. But anyway, FF9, FF14, there is some good free stuff here, both Quina and Ishtola being free units are good. Ishtola being a free CG unit is a bit of a surprise, and a welcome one at that. And of course, Vivi and Freya being UOCable will be great for a lot of people who want those characters, and I think if Vivi was a limited unit, people would have died at Alum. But anyway, and Zidane, well, we'll have to wait and see where Zidane places on the DPS, but I would be less than surprised if he ends up being maybe a big power jump. We'll take a peek when the data is out in a very short amount of time. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. I'm going to go watch some SGDQ and drink something. See ya.